Hey everybody, this is the September 16th live training and coaching call for Straight Up Fitness. If you're watching this in the replay, thank you so much, but consider joining sometime because I know a lot of you watch the replay and you tell me, "Oh, I love your live Zoom calls." And I'm like, "Live Zoom calls? What do you mean? You've never been there." And then you say, "Oh, I watched the replay." Well, that's kind of, I mean, maybe you're working and all that, but here's what I want you to do. If you cannot make it to these live Zoom calls, training and coaching calls, then just message me. Let me know what would be a better time because I'm always trying to find, good times. Most of my clients are in California, but then I also have clients that are on the East Coast and Carolinas and Florida. So I'm trying to be a little bit considerate. But if you attend live, then you can also tell me what to wear because right now I'm just wearing like I look like I live in a
Live in
trailer
a
park
trailer
right
park
here,
right here,
even though
even though
I'm in
I'm in
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Um, but anyway, what I have for you guys is 8 quotes that'll give you some perspective. First off, before I give you these quotes, you should know that you never know what somebody's going through. I think there's two things actually that I want to say. One is that you never know what somebody's going through. Actually, there's three things I want to say. There's this guy that goes to my gym that I work out at, and my gym is very quiet. Uh, there's hardly any members there. But there's this one guy, he comes in, he's like 6'5", bald, and he kind of like walks really slowly, never smiles, right? So I try to talk to him, but like he just does not want to open up. So then one time he dropped his wrist straps. So I pick him up, I take him over there. I said, "Hey, drop your wrist straps." And then he opened up. He's like, "Oh, thank you." And that's like the only time I've ever heard him talk. But it's just like from the outside, that guy, looks like he's grumpy, looks like he's mean, he's lifting weight, he's in the zone, but you never know what somebody's going through. The same thing with fitness. The mistake that I always make is I always assume that people know everything about fitness and that people know what it takes to lose weight. And if you know how to do it, that you will automatically just do it. But then I write an email or I send a post or I send an email or write a post and I say that, drinking tart cherry juice increases your melatonin, which is something I've said like 20 times in the last 2 years. And then I get people saying, "Oh my God." And then they say it changed their life or they start taking chlorophyll. Um, when I was training in Norwalk back in the 2023, 2000, 2021, 2022, I would say these motivational messages. And one time for like 3 weeks in a row after the session, Saturday session, I said the exact same message. And the first time I said it, everybody's like, "Yeah, that's awesome." Second time I said it, everybody said, "Yeah, that's awesome." And I was like, "Wow, nobody noticed that I said the same thing last week." So in the third week, I said the exact same thing. And guess what everybody said? Everybody said, "Oh, that was awesome." So it's like the preacher that preaches something, the same sermon every single week. And then the churchgoers are like, I wonder if everything's all right with the pastor. And then they walk up to the pastor and they say, "Hey, sir, do you know you've been saying the same thing for 4 or 5 weeks in a row?" And the pastor says, "Yeah, I'll change my message once you guys start listening." But most of what you're going to hear is the same. You, first off, never know what somebody's going through, but you also never know what somebody actually knows. And especially in the world of fitness, you already know everything, but it's like it needs to be activated in your brain. Drinking water. You know you need to drink water, but right now I'm running ads to Instagram and I'm getting into conversations in the DMs and I'm asking people what their goals are, and they say, "Oh, I'm just too lazy to drink water." And it's just like, what? But anyway, tip number one, mindset perspective shift number one. Stop majoring in the minors. Right now, there's a big shift, a big talk about seed oils. There's talk about supplements, obviously, homemade meals, sucralose. I don't do any of that. I don't take any seed oils. I don't take any sucralose. I don't take any artificial sweeteners or anything like that. But that's not going to make you lose weight if you omit that stuff. If you still eat too many calories, then that's the major. But if a lot of people major in the minors because it's a distraction. And whenever you get distracted by something that's minor, that's resistance at its finest right there. So if you want to lose weight and you're obsessing over ingredients in a food, then but you're not losing weight, then you're not hitting your calories. That's just how it is. Or you're not being truthful to yourself. So you gotta not major in the minors, major in the majors, get your calories and proteins right first, then everything else comes. Because that's really what weight loss all is losing weight is calories in, calories out. Second perspective change is the loudest boos come from the cheapest seats. So the harshest criticism you'll ever get will usually come from people who are not even doing anything with their own life themselves. So they'll be quick to point out, your own slip ups, but they don't carry your stress, your schedule, or your goals. So their opinion costs nothing and should also mean nothing. Three is I like the ready, shoot, aim approach. Get yourself ready, shoot, and then adjust your aim. But you also want to measure twice and cut once. So if you just rush through life without a plan, it keeps you stuck in the same loop. You'll go to through drive-through if you don't have a plan. You'll go through eat stupid foods, eat stupid protein bars that are full of digestion clogging ingredients, and just because you didn't plan. 5 minutes of planning can literally save you a week of frustration. And what's the best day and time to plan? It's Sunday morning. Sunday morning is always the best time. Here's another one that I really like this one. You cannot see your reflection in boiling water. So if you look it down in the water still, you can see your reflection. If the water's boiling, you can't see your reflection because stress clouds your judgment. So stress and fat loss don't go well together. Don't go together at all. First off, if your cortisol is high, that means your stress is high. That means that your body's holding on to fat. When your body has inflammation, when your body has high stress levels, your body's holding on to fat. And that when you're stressed, you're also going to have bad judgment. You might give into your meal plan. You might give in and not take ownership of your situation. So try to always look up and out. Take ownership of your situation. And before you make a next big move, take a big deep breath. Ask yourself what it is you're really doing, and then take that next big move. I make this mistake. Uh, I sometimes get into a grind of like, I'll wake up and I'll go work out in the morning, which means I take my pre-workout after 90 minutes. And then I take my pre-workout, I have an amazing workout, come back home, eat my acai bowl. But I didn't really have any time in the day on that day to reflect. Of like, okay, if I do not plan my day out in advance, then that day is lost. If I know not schedule it in hour by hour, that day is lost. Um, Another one, you cannot read the label inside the jar. And what it is you cannot see your own patterns when you are living them. This is why, you can convince yourself that you're eating pretty good or that your routine is not that bad, but then nothing changes. So you got to look outside the jar to see what's really happening. And how do you do that? Log your food, log your weight, listen to me. I don't know. Probably, I don't know. Three more, and this one is huge. I don't even need to explain this one. People will see your trophies, but they won't see the training ground. It's the same thing as people see the tip of the iceberg, but not what's underneath. If you post, cool pictures of you on vacation or you getting in shape or you walk around with new confidence, but no one sees the quiet wins, saying no to that extra drink, getting up early when you're exhausted, choosing home cooked meals, that's the training ground. That's what nobody sees. That's why social media is kind of messed up. Um, so another one. Let's see, we got two more. The hot water that softens a carrot will harden an egg. And here's what that means. This one is a little bit deeper. Well, everybody will have life happen to them. Life will throw stress at everyone. Some people let it break them down into excuses. Others let it build their resilience. And this is really like the polarizing message. This is what the whole politics is built on, media is built on, everything is built on. I've recently been doing a lot of thinking about people that get offended. People that, what are we saying right now, or ever since like social media came around, like people get so easily offended, right? Do they really though? Or is it just coming to light? Because if you look at very successful people, people that take care of themselves, that know how to take care of themselves, they never get offended. They don't have time to get offended. Why would they get offended? So people that get offended usually are on the lower end of the ambition totem pole. You know, everybody has deadlines, everybody has family drama, struggles, but not everybody has the same outcome, right? It's not the water, it's what you're made of. So the hot water that softens a carrot will harden an egg. So be an egg instead. And lastly, do not waste emotional energy on things you cannot control. And this is something we talk about a lot. Can't control, the person that cuts you off in traffic, the weather, what the scale says on any single day. You cannot directly control that. You can indirectly control it, but put your energy where it matters, which is the food you choose and the leading inputs will give you the lagging indicators. So the habits you repeat are what make you. So, um, yeah, that was it. So not every choice you make will have amazing, amazing, amazing outcomes. But I hope that kind of gave you some perspective. I just like those quotes. Let's go around real quick. We have Sherry. Does anybody want to share any wins? Let's just do you want to start, Sherry, you want to start with a win and or a piece of advice for everybody. Or let's just do this. It's nobody has a camera on. So uh I'm just talking to a wall, but that's okay. Um does anybody have wins or a piece of advice or questions? This is where I play like elevator music. Let's see. I know Shane is about to go to work. Jackie is at work. You're still at work. You're still working. Um,
Can you hear me?
oh yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. So I have I don't know if it's a win.
Okay.
Um, I did a DEXA scan in August, no, July. Yes, July. And I have the next one coming up in October. So I'm hoping to see an improvement. So on the last one, I went up on body fat and went down on muscle. And my goal was to go down at least 3% body fat by October, mid-October.
Yeah.
And I feel better. I feel, after the workouts, I've been doing hill sprints every week. Like I see the difference in my body, and I'm just hoping that it shows also in the DEXA scan.
When is your DEXA scan?
I haven't scheduled it, but it's gonna be mid-October.
Oh, mid-October.
So
Okay.
three
So
months, 3 months. I put you know, yeah, 3 months in between.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's what it is. You can't judge what's in the jar from the inside the jar. You can't read the label from inside the jar. You got to track your progress. That's good. DEXA scans are definitely very, very, very thorough. Oh, John just re-entered. Um, that's awesome. And yeah, let us know what the outcome is of that. Um, John wants to enter, but he's joining. All right, so I know Jose, you're walking. That's good. Anybody else have any wins or questions or anything they want to share? It's really humid out here in Arkansas. I'm just gonna talk random talk. Uh, I don't know how it is in California, but like all of a sudden it's super humid right
It's
here. I don't
hot.
know what's going
Can you
on.
hear me, Michael?
Yes, Sherry. Yes.
My
Yeah, I can hear
office,
you. Can
so
you hear
it's
me?
not. Yes, I can hear you. So I wanted to say I'm so grateful for, I'm 8 pounds away from my goal, which is not a whole lot, but it's probably going to be the toughest part of this journey. But I think I think my biggest lesson, and I've shared this with you, and I'm just going to share it with the group, is I don't the way I see food, because everybody can, at least I think everybody can do the workout and they can show up and they can go to the gym. But when it comes to that eating and logging the eating and understanding when you put that food in your body, what it actually does in there makes a huge difference. And as a diabetic, that's something I have been working on, is to understand food a lot better. The relationship that I have with food, and I keep telling you it is a relationship, because when I'm upset or when I go through stressful things, it's my comfort. But I have learned that it could be a healthy relationship. I don't have to dismiss it as a relationship, but it could be healthy. And I think I don't know that I'm 100% there, but I'm there, and I'm grateful for that. That's my win, is to understand that there can be a healthy part of logging this food and eating the way I'm supposed to for health reason, not just to lose weight, although I'm so excited about only being 8 pounds away.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, yeah, what we talked about too, those last 8 pounds are going to be the hardest. You're definitely going to want to increase the intensity, be a lot more granular in every single calorie. But yeah, what you said about relationship with food, that's huge. It is a relationship. And it's also a relationship that like any other relationship, if you start neglecting it, then it just goes sour. So yeah, that's really good that you recognize that. And you're starting to see your food more as fuel now, probably more as you literally are what you eat on a cellular level. So yeah, no,
I think it's more, okay, I need to energize my body. I don't, maybe not food is my definition, but I see food as, okay, this is something that I do, but it's not something that I have to sit and marinate in. So that maybe it is fuel, but I don't think it's something that I see as an obstacle like I used to. And so
yeah,
for that, I am grateful and thankful for this program, because this program has helped me. And a lot of it is just, you know, you don't think with your heart, you think with your head, right? And a lot of it is changing my mindset of how I do this. So it's a win
yeah,
for me.
absolutely. Yeah, you put in the hard work and keep it up now, You got to keep that momentum up. Absolutely. Um, Anybody else? I know Jackie, you're still at work. Jose, you're walking. Linda, Shayna, John, you have anything you want to add? If you just came in late or maybe you weren't here, you can I'll send out the replay. You can watch the first 10 minutes. But Linda, yeah?
I was gonna go ahead and say that I agree with what Sherry was saying in regards to the food. When I first started, I didn't see myself tracking my food on a daily basis. I thought that was gonna be the hardest thing for me, like tracking
Yeah.
my food. And I've been doing that. And on Saturday, I reached my goal, and I felt that I accomplished something. And for me, that has been the most important thing, tracking it. It became so easy on a daily basis, and I agree with everything that she said.
Awesome. Well, just so everybody kind of knows, like, what was your goal?
My goal was to reach 130
Yeah.
pounds. I was at 147, so that means I lost 17 pounds in 3 months, 12 weeks.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. Especially at that weight. Yeah. Well, I'll say this to everybody watching in the replay too. Linda did everything to the T, like, which is very, and this is not, I gotta watch what I say, uh, which is very rare. Most people don't do everything to the T, because I think what the difference is like Linda, people that do everything to the T, they see themselves already being there and they're just waiting for reality to catch up. So it's almost like they're putting it out there for the universe to just catch up to it. So it's almost like if you want to make $100,000, then you got to start believing that you already make it, then the reality will catch up to it. I think that's one of the biggest things because it's easy for me to say, like, yeah, Linda did everything. Linda logged her food every day, like literally every day, every single day, even the alcohol, the workouts. She asked questions. And yeah, but I know I've been in coaching programs, not for fitness, but for business. And I know what it's like to see others succeed and get the results that you want, and you're not getting the results. And it can be a little triggering because you think you're doing everything. But the brutal, honest, harsh truth is that you're not. And it's not because you're a bad person, but it's because you're not the person yet that you need to be in order to get those results. See, losing weight and losing fat is not, yeah, it's calories in, calories out, but it's really identity. It's who you see yourself as. And that's tough. That's the tough part because our bodies and our minds hate change. Our when we do something new, our brain says, stop, stop, stop. Whoa, 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 what are we doing? Because your brain wants to feel safe. And our brain is still hardwired from the caveman days when if you leave the tribe, then you die. But that doesn't exist anymore, right? So you really should accept change and embrace change, especially if it's for the better, obviously. So, but if you're struggling, you're watching this in the replay and you are not getting the results you want, yeah. I mean, you could say, oh, it's my hormones, like everybody else. But that's lame talk. That's lame. It's your identity. You don't see yourself yet as somebody who can actually do it. Because even men that have low testosterone, what is everybody doing? They're getting on TRT, injecting themselves with testosterone, which does work. But if you don't fix your lifestyle, what's the point? It's a quick fix. And then, of course, the biggest quick fix that's going around is obviously Ozempic. But women have lost weight before Ozempic. It's just that what used to be extreme 10 years ago, like keto diets and all that, all of a sudden is now mainstream. And what is extreme now is going to be mainstream in 10 years from now. Because it's not because people are lazy. Well, people are lazy. Humans are by nature lazy and indifferent. But it's because there's money in it. There's money in quick fixes. And greed plus fitness is not a good combo in health. Look at the American healthcare system, right? So anyway, I don't want to go too off topic, but anybody else? Thank you, Linda, for sharing. That was amazing. John, you unmuted yourself or no? Did you? Yes.
Yeah, I did. Just quickly, yeah. I mean, I'll tell you, the counter, the calorie counter, the logger. I mean, that has just been my absolute winning deal. I mean, to be able to track and stay on that, it's really helped me. Not being restrictive, but it's really allowed me to be flexible. And then your ongoing coaching of when I'm on the road, where to eat has been tremendous. But I also really appreciate the workouts, just the camaraderie, the encouragement there when we don't show up, even though we're on the road, we still get a ration for it. So if I'm in town, I'm definitely there. That really helps. That aspect of it as well as part of the program. So looking forward to it, just continuing to move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, just keep doing what you're doing. When you get your results, when you get to, your goal weight, you want to keep going and all that, but definitely like a little asterisk is going to be like, yeah, and I traveled 50% of the time, so it is possible. And what time do you slot do you go to? 5 a.m. or 6 a.m.? I would forget. Is it 6 a.m.?
6 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a little bit smaller group, but that's good. I think, yeah. So you got Claudia in there, right? Yeah.
She's mean.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. What do you have to say to that, Claudia? What is your response?
Really nice with everyone.
Yeah. No, it's if you're mean, that means you care. That's just how it is. When I used to train, like This is behind the scenes. I really shouldn't be sharing this, but we all know those people that are just like really soft and like fragile and they get really easily offended. I would always be so nice with those people, but deep inside, I would be like, yeah, they're uncoachable. You know, if you want to be coachable, you got to take the heat. I think with all trainers at Straight Up Fitness, we were all kind of mean to the crowd, but nice to the individual. But yeah, nice trainers don't get results usually, and they attract. It's more of a therapist then. All right. Does anybody else have anything? Boop, 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 boop. I want to share completely off topic, but Costco sells sweet tart cherries, organic frozen tart cherries. So I bought them and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna eat them. And then I was like, I don't know what to do with them. So then that's just like last week, I started putting them in the Vitamix, and then I blend them with a little bit of milk, a little bit, and then a little bit of PB2 powder, and I turned it into like a little bit of a sorbet, and then I just scoop it out in a bowl, put it in the freezer, and then what I do is I get my Greek yogurt or my Icelandic yogurt, which by the way, Walmart in Arkansas now sells Icelandic yogurt, which is amazing. I put some collagen vanilla protein powder in there in the yogurt, and then I mix that with that tart cherry sorbet. And the long story short is I have an Aura ring, which I highly recommend everybody just get because it really does give you a lot of information. And I'm getting, 90 plus sleep score is amazing, right? But here's a sleep score that's 87. Now, 87 is of course very good, but what is most amazing is that this is an 87 sleep score only off of 7 hours of sleep. Because I'm getting up at 5:30 every morning, and I don't always go to bed on time, but my sleep is super deep. I'm getting 24% of my sleep is REM sleep, 18% is deep sleep, and I'm feeling rested. I'm fine. So, tart or cherries, sweet cherries or tart cherries. You don't have to drink the juice. You can just eat the cherries. Put them in your anything really. But yo, I'll do a video.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Bro, yeah, can you? I mean, that would be awesome because I got an Aura ring. I just haven't figured out how all the things about it. So maybe sometime put a video together about that of using the ring,
Yeah.
using the Aura ring, how to, because it's really intimidating if you don't know what you're doing with it.
Oh man, I honestly only use it for sleep, but what I like, start wearing it. You got the app, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. So this is another little bit off topic. 2 months ago, I was at this health food store and they had this pre-workout on sale and it was vegan pre-workout. So I thought, let me try it. Let me try it. Vegan pre-workout, Sun Warrior Energy pre-workout. I took it and oh my goodness, I got the most amazing energy. It was an amazing workout. And I was like, wow, this stuff is vegan. It was 50% off. So then I went on the website and I couldn't find it. It was discontinued. So I thought, oh, okay, whatever. But then like a couple of weeks ago, my Aura ring started saying, hey, your heart rate is really high at night. You're experiencing more unusual stress. And also my heart rate variability is all off. And I started feeling it too, like in my heart. And then it all just made sense. Yeah, it's the pre-workout. But if I didn't have the Aura ring, I would have been like, hey, why am I feeling this way, right? So what I like about the Aura ring, which by the way, yeah, if a pre-workout is on sale, don't ever buy it. That's a lesson learned. But the Aura ring, it also measures your heart rate, especially during your sleep. You're gonna know what your heart rate should be at night, roughly. So for me, it's like 50-ish. So if I have like a 53, 54, then that means my heart is trying to get rid of something. I'm under stress. But just it's kind of turns it into a game where you want to get sleep scores that are good. And then it also gives you a readiness score. Readiness is basically your resting heart rate, your body temperature, your sleep balance, previous day activity. Yeah. So that's honestly, there's so much more you can do with it, which I don't. Uh, yeah, which I should. But they also have a food logger in here. which I don't fully trust just yet, but it is amazing. It will tell you exactly what it is, but I don't trust like the calories and all that stuff yet. Although that is going to be the future. AI is going to be that's going to be a lot easier to log your food. So, but yeah, I'll do a video on it. But I recommend, John, just start wearing it and get the app and then start every morning. What I do, I get up, boom, do my morning yoga. I go for a walk, come back, and I check my sleep scores. And it's almost like kind of like you're, I don't know, it's like you're unwrapping a gift like in the morning. Like, oh, what did I get? It's like a little surprise, you know? And then, yeah, just want to be consistent. So, all right, Shayna, thanks for the heads up. And yeah, have a good day at work. See you next week. Um, all right, guys, cool. Well, hey, if anybody has anything still, let me know in the next 5 seconds. 4. All right, cool. So thank you so much for joining, guys. And if you're watching the replay, send me a message on the training app with who, I don't know, what should I ask? Okay. If you watch the whole video, the whole replay, send me a message in the training app with who your favorite 90s rapper was, who your favorite rapper in 2000s was. All right? Who was your favorite rapper in 2000s, early 2000s? Can also be R&B singer. All right, we'll see you guys later. Have a good night. Bye-bye.